I'm Eddie Garcia, co-host of the Puck Podcast with your Puck Podcast Hockey Minute, a recap of the previous night in the NHL and a look ahead to tonight's action. And a quick lesson to broadcasters young and old, always double check the audio. But we have 12 games to tell you about from Thursday, including a rematch of last year's Stanley Cup final as the Panthers once again got the better of the Oilers with a 4-3 victory. Third period goals from Nate Schmidt and Carter Verhaeghe were the difference in this one. For Verhaeghe, his 16th of the year was the game winner. With the win, the Panthers have moved into first place in the Atlantic Division, past the Maple Leafs. For Edmonton, Leon Draisaitl did score his NHL-leading 44th goal of the season, but not enough as the Oilers have dropped 5 in a row. It's their longest losing skid of the season. The Jets' franchise record 11-game winning streak came to a surprising end with a 2-1 loss in Nashville against the Predators. All the goals in this game were scored in the opening period. Philip Forsberg gets his 22nd of the year, while Tommy Novak's power play goal would be the game winner. UC Saros made 23 saves in net to knock off the NHL's top team. Credit the Preds' penalty kill in this one. Winnipeg's number one ranked power play went 0 for 4 and included a two-man advantage for a minute 54. Connor Hellebuck not in net for Winnipeg in this rare defeat. The Blue Jackets knock off the Red Wings in Detroit 5-2 in a battle of the two teams that are currently holding down the final two wildcard spots in the East, both with 66 points. After allowing the first goal, Columbus came back with 4 straight goals, including 2 by James Van Riemsdyk, goals 13 and 14. Kent Johnson added his 20th, and Kirill Marchenko's empty net goal was his 24th of the season. In the loss for Detroit, Alex DeBrincat scored his 27th of the year. The two teams will meet up again this Saturday in a much bigger game, I guess, in all ways. That'll be outdoors in the Stadium Series matchup, Ohio Stadium, home of the Ohio State Buckeyes in Columbus. The Lightning make it 7 wins in a row with a 3-0 shutout win over the Flames. Andrei Vasilevsky made 27 saves in net for his 38th career shutout. Brandon Hagel scored his 29th of the year. Nikita Kucherov his 27th of the season. The Blues knock off the top team in the East, the Capitals, 5-2. Philip Broberg scored a pair of goals, numbers 5 and 6, while Dylan Holloway added his 18th. St. Louis captain Braden Shin played in his 1,000th career game. Washington star Alexander Ovechkin did not score a goal. He remains 12 away from Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal-scoring record with 23 games left in this regular season. The Bruins have dropped 5 in a row. They fall 2-1 at home to the Islanders. Ilya Sorokin made 38 saves in net for New York, while Kyle Palmieri's 18th of the season was the game winner. The Islanders snapped their 4-game skid. In the loss for Boston, David Pastrnak scored his 31st of the season. Hurricanes down the Sabres 5-2. Carolina jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the first period with Mikko Rantanen scoring a goal, his 27th, and picking up an assist as well. Seth Jarvis scored his 23rd, Sebastian Aho his 21st, and Taylor Hall scored his first goal as a Hurricane. In the loss for Buffalo, goalie Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen was pulled in the first period after giving up 3 goals in 8 minutes. Alex Tuch scored his 21st of the season. The Utah Hockey Club rolled over the Wild 6-1. Clayton Keller had a 5-point game with a goal, his 22nd, and 4 assists. Dylan Guenther added his 22nd goal. Logan Cooley his 17th, and Kirill Belmilka made 15 saves in net for Utah. The Pacific Division leading Golden Knights outscored the Blackhawks 7-5. Ivan Barbashev and Keegan Colasar each had a pair of goals. For Barbashev, goals 17 and 18. For Colasar, goals 11 and 12. Pavel Dorofeev added his 24th. Tomas Hertl his 23rd. In the loss for Chicago, defenseman Ethan Del Mastro scored his first career NHL goal. Penguins edge the Flyers 5-4 in overtime on Evgeny Malkin's 12th goal of the season. His 11th goal of the year tied it up in the third period. Defenseman Erik Karlsson for Pittsburgh scored twice, goals 7 and 8, as the Pens rallied down 3-0 to get the victory. In the loss for Philadelphia, rookie Matvei Michkov scored a pair of goals, numbers 18 and 19. Canadians beat the Sharks 4-3 in overtime on Cole Caulfield's 28th goal of the season. Nick Suzuki had 2 goals for Montreal, numbers 17 and 18 for him, as the Habs snap an 8-game home losing streak against the Sharks. San Jose is currently riding a 7-game losing skid with that loss. And the Ducks down the Canucks 5-2. Anaheim fell behind 2-0 in the first period, then scored 5 unanswered goals. Frank Vetrano gets his 18th, Troy Terry his 17th in the victory. Coming up on Thursday, you've got 3 games on the schedule. 7 Eastern, the Maple Leafs are at the Rangers. Toronto with 2 points would reclaim the top spot in the Atlantic Division. At 8 Eastern, it's the Stars hosting the Kings. 2 points for LA would give them second place in the Pacific Division, jumping over the Oilers. And at 9 Eastern, the Avalanche hosts the Wild. With a win, Colorado can pull even with Minnesota for the 3rd spot in the Central Division. I'm Eddie Garcia. I hope you enjoyed listening to this. If you like this, please subscribe and like our YouTube channel. You get notified when we have new Puck Podcast Hockey Minutes and other features that we do. And check out our podcast recapping the past week in the NHL every Monday morning, which you can find on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcast. Just search Puck Podcast.